put some fucking pants on and go outside and do some shit.
Nothing to do.
There's nothing to do.
Girl, there is nothing to do.
The Sandhills wants to know what time it is. It's time to get ready for the unlimited social scoop. Introducing Nothing to Do, the Sandhills Social Scene Podcast, straight from the Share Studios with your host, Dominique.
My curly hair is back and I'm gonna cause some trouble. Hey guys, welcome to episode 19 of the Nuthin To Do Podcast. And I am your host, Dominique. And it's brought to you by Cumulus Media Group. It's Rock 103. You can find me each Sunday, Q98, Magic 106.9, News Talk 640. And we record right here in the Share Studios. So, if you can't notice these luggage under my eyes, it's been a very eventful week, would you say? Sunday, we were out at Louis. Awesome place for live music, so make sure to check them out. Brian will post the address because I don't know the address. Thanks, Brian. Gave me the thumbs up. And let me tell you, I've seen High Driver perform multiple times. We've even featured Dustin on the show, but Dustin's rendition of Zombie gave me chills. And yes, it was humid outside. And Fear State, if y'all haven't seen Fear State perform, you're missing out. And I believe the drummer is like 17 or 18, and that boy is amazing. That man is amazing. Not gonna cut him short. But make sure to check out those two bands on social media because, it was a rockin' good time. And I love rock music. That's why I work in rock radio. So, it just feeds the soul. Speaking of feeding the soul, I did step out of my parameter. I know I always tell you guys, stay in Fayetteville, but within reason. I got to see the Foo Fighters and the front row of the pit. And there were a lot of faces from Fayetteville there. Even the Greek from Rock 103 was there. And I caught a guitar pick from Dave Grohl himself. I cried a lot. My ears are still ringing and I'm still exhausted. But it was totally worth it. Like, if you haven't seen Foo Fighters live, you should do it. I put it on my bucket list for 40. And two of my friends have now taken me in the span of a year, almost a year. I'm trying to age myself. And I'm telling you, like, sometimes music just does something to the soul. There are certain artists that know what to write to reach you in certain places where it can be hot outside and you're crying and you've got goosebumps. Because, I mean, if the arts don't feed us, what else is going to? Besides, the kitchen. Coming up on this episode, I will be talking to a Golden Bull alumni about what they have going on. 1800s always doing something positive for the community. And I also have a Wolverine alumni that we're going to bring on to talk about the opposite of eating, like we will with the Golden Bull alumni. She's going to talk about working out and doing fitness things and what they can offer you in the community. So it's going to be a little bit of polar opposites, but it's going to be fun because there's always something to do. Isn't that cute, Brian? Yeah, he gave me the shrug or whatever. I'll take it. It's the Nothing to Do Podcast, episode 19. Make sure to like us on all social medias. I don't know. Dennis can't come on the show no more. He's finger guns. Hey guys, it is your girl Dominique, and I always have a pet peeve when people say that, but I digress. It was a long night. This is the Nothing to Do Podcast, episode 19, and in this segment, I'm just going to give you my truths, and you can do with it how you feel. As a product of Cumberland County school systems, I love my school. I love Douglasburg through and through. Nobody got on my nerves more than E.E. Smith High School. And I'm going to tell you why. I was jealous. Completely jealous. They had a magnificent band. And everybody is so involved in their community. And so now that I said that, it's going to follow me forever. It's got to get over with it. I don't want to be an honorary or nothing. I just want Douglasburg to forever love me. But y'all got to admit, we are not on our stuff like E.E. Smith. And today sitting with me, I have an E.E. Smith alumni. Gary, how are you, babe?
I'm doing good. So I guess however long we're going to be here in this interview, I'm just going to make it worse.
You're going to make it worse. I know you are.
Yes, because I am a part of Cumberland County of class of 91 of E.E. Smith.
Okay.
So I'm very proud of that. I can honestly say there's nothing like E.E. Smith, and I've been all over the world. So I'm very excited from my launch pad, from where I were. And so just coming back, being able to come back and really get involved in the community is something I'm very proud of. It's one of the reasons why I started the Golden Bull Foundation. Mm-hmm. Actually, on the 24th, we'll be celebrating our 2-year anniversary. Mm-hmm. And so I'm very excited about that. And, through the process, we've been able to team up with some other organizations locally. And our main goal and our main focus is really to give back to E.E. Smith, but not only E.E. Smith, the community and the family and friends around it. Because it is a broad spectrum as far as being a part of 1800. Mm-hmm. It's of course, the students involved. It's the families that are connected to it. I can say that I am 6th generation E.E. Smith. So by the time I got to Smith, my principal was my mother's science teacher, so I couldn't really get away with anything. And you mentioned the band, the Magnificent Marching Machine. That was really a catalyst for me to be able to go to college because I received a band scholarship at Norfolk State University where I went undergrad and got an undergrad degree in construction technology. And from there, I was able to bounce over to our rivals, to Hampton University, and get my master's in architecture. So being from Smith, being from Murchison Road, being from that product, the things that I learned growing up in that area really made me strong as a man and as a human to be able to handle a lot of things that life throws at you, because sometimes with life you gotta have that tough skin to be able to deal with some of those things. And that's one of the things that I really enjoy when I come back to the area and talk with the kids. I teamed up with Judge King, who has Reclaiming the Future, and with my fraternity, I am a member of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated.
I couldn't tell.
If you can't tell,
I could not tell.
But yeah, so I'm a part of that. So I've teamed up with them, and we started the Purple and Gold Mentoring Program at E.E. Smith, and I'm very proud of what we've done so far. We're 2 years with that as well. We started out with 4, and this year we grew to 13.
Nice.
So as you can see, I'm wearing the product, okay. But this crest was actually created by the boys. So we have 4 principles. We have unity, faith, brotherhood, and leadership, and each of those things represents what we try to instill in the young men as we have each section. We have a session once a month on their Mondays during their lunchtime. We provide them with lunch, and then I bring in different speakers. I've had brothers come in that are in the military to speak. I've had community leaders come in and speak. We're actually excited this year, May 18th. You're also invited. We're going to be at Smith Lake. We're going to do our end of the year cookout with them. And so I have one of the brothers who is a grill master who we'll start about 10 o'clock, about 2 hours earlier. So he can show the boys how to grill so they can start getting those skills.
I was going to ask if one of the brothers is going to be on the grill. There's a couple of things that y'all can do well. And there's no other fraternity out there beating y'all on the grill.
So that's why I'm sending you the invitation. Come on out there. May 18th, we'll be at Smith Lake Pavilion D from 12 to 3. Yeah. Come on out there, get some of that good Omega grill. So we want to be able to, get our boys ready for the grill, because we do have a lot of our seniors who are graduating. They've already been accepted. We have one that's going to A&T. We have a few that's going into the military. So, they got to have that extra, get on the grill and be able to cook for themselves. So we're excited about some of the things that we've been doing with them. And so we're just, as an organization, every member on my board is a Smith alum. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we get confused with the Alumni Association because of the name, but we just chose the name because we're just really that in love with what we've learned from E. Smith in the community. And so we just chose that name, and we're just running with it. And we've been extremely blessed to team up with some people in the area that's had the same idea and the same ideology that we want, and to really want to make a difference in the community. So some of the things that we were doing Like I mentioned, we partnered with Judge King with her program.
It's just amazing.
And she is.
I'm a fan.
She's been a great help.
her. She's a really great mentor, and I would like to sit down and like pick her brain, because one of the things that I've noticed with a lot of the people that you interact with is that sense of community. And in some places around town, we don't have that sense of community.
Right.
So what made it how did that feeling get pushed into you guys while you were in school? Because I feel like some of y'all have the same thing even now, because my homeboy LeVar Wright, proud Golden Bull. And so it's like all of you have that sense of community. What was it that makes you guys different from all the others?
So like I mentioned before, I was sixth generation, and so I wasn't the only one. So like you said, even kids from other schools wanted to come to that school. One, because if you want to look at East Smith, it really was for Black students, for the Black community. And so that generational lineage just pushed for it. It was like a little HBCU, honestly. And so you know how it is when you had the HBCU pride, the same thing was on the high school level. Even when I talk about our alumni weekend alone, I really, so I was during school, I was in the Hampton Roads area. So there was another Black school in Portsmouth, Virginia, which is Norcom High School. They still didn't have the same type of energy that we had as far as, don't get me wrong, they have a very strong alumni. And if you look at it, they're both the same, Smith and East Smith. But as far as what we do to take over a whole weekend is something different that a lot of people don't have as far as their school is concerned. And I was very surprised that even if I mentioned East Smith, that's the first thing somebody said, oh, that alumni weekend.
That alumni weekend, man. I've been trying to sneak into y'all parties for at least the last 2, 3. So, wait, this is coming up.
Absolutely. I'm glad you brought us in. So you don't have to sneak anymore. So I'm a person to give you an invitation on May 26th.
Okay.
That Sunday, which is the tail end of Alumni Weekend. The foundation is having its first day party, which we're hoping, we're calling it the pilot. Episode 1 is Little Bulls in White, episode 1, the day party. And so we're hoping that this is something that can continue on. And the reason we wanted to do this, we wanted to have something where alumni can get together before we leave, and portions of the proceeds of this will go back into the foundation, where we can give scholarships to our young men, where we can supply any type of financial support to East Smith or the band program or any programs that are there. We've done water. We've provided meals for the football team. We provided water for the band as well. We've also taken the mentors to NBA games, NFL games. So we're doing things within. We just want to be able to give our kids a different experience. Some of them have never been out of Fayetteville. We have a trip that we're coming up in New York, and I would have thought that the kids would have been excited, but to see the fear in their face when they say, hey, we're going to take you out of New York, because they've never been anywhere. And so we want to be able to continue to have functions and be able to support those things, and so we can pour back into our kids, because I think being able to provide them that platform is what's missing sometimes. So for me, my platform was, of course, our teachers and our administrators. But if you also look at the community, you have different aspects of a community. Some are good and some are bad. But the thing that I liked about my neighborhood, even the ones that are bad, they saw the good in you. And even if you want to I want to hang out, I want to do this, I want to do that, they were like, no, that's not you. You need to go ahead and get out of here, get your degree, make something of yourself. And so I feel blessed to be able to have done that and still come back and talk to those same people. And I'm like, look, this is what we need to do for our community. You do what you do, but there's room for us to be able to grow, because the thing about our community, especially around Smith, a lot of people move away and they leave their parents' houses there, but they don't come back to pour into the neighborhood. And then you run the risk of losing that neighborhood. And I think that's the biggest fear that is going on right now. They're talking about moving Smith. Yeah. And so Smith is really the heartbeat of that neighborhood. And so they feel like if you take the heartbeat out of the neighborhood, it's going to die. I don't kind of follow along the same lines of that, because I feel like if you find other ways to pour back in that neighborhood, you can still revitalize that neighborhood and still be supported for it. Smith is going to be Smith wherever it is. Right, because it's the people that make Smith. Right, and you just ask, how is that? It's that generational legacy that nobody can never take away from us.
Okay. So, this has actually been sitting in the back of my head. You learn how squirrel brain I can get. So behold, the green and gold. Okay. Now that I got that out of the way, what instrument did you play?
So I played, coming in, I came in as a trumpet player.
Uh-huh.
But when I got there, I moved over to French horn. And so I played French horn in marching band and concert French horn in the wind ensemble. So I did that for 2 years. And then for my last years, I was drum major there. And so the drum major, we also made history at Norfolk State because the drum major, my assistant drum major year, him and I were both drum majors here at E. Smith. So that was a good thing to experience because one of our games when we came to play Fayetteville State, at the time Fayetteville State was getting their stadium built, we actually had a chance to perform and do halftime and play Fayetteville State at E. Smith. But we weren't told that until we got here. So just to imagine the surprise on our face when we turned down 1,800 and come here. So it was a good moment. It really felt like homecoming. We had support of the community, knowing that 2 homeboys were coming home to be able to perform. And so that was a great feeling for us.
So it feels like just listening to you talk, a lot of your community has built you to basically be the person, shape you as the person that you are. Because everything that you're involved in some sort of community that is a service community.
Absolutely.
So do you suggest, probably not like 18 of them at once, like you're in, but like what would you say to someone that's watching the podcast that doesn't have the chance to be involved in your programs, like to push them into finding that said community?
I think the biggest thing is to find what you're good at, what your niche is, and just be vocal about it. And that's how it really started for me. It's funny because what really kicked things off, we were in a group chat talking about E. Smith and talking about the movement and things of that nature. And then somebody made a suggestion of, hey, well, if we're doing all this, Smith really needs a new concession stand. So I didn't get my professional background. I'm currently one of the architects at Fort Liberty.
Nice.
So me being an architectural mind, I'm like, hey, well, let's do that. And so from there, we, members of my team, Chris Suber, who was class of 92, we went to the Cumberland County School Board. I did a design for a concession stand. We got it approved for it to be funded built and by the alumni. So that was kind of the birthplace of the Golden Bull Foundation because I wanted to create something that would be able to support it so we wouldn't have to really go through the Alumni Association. And so from there, it just spiraled to different relationships. That's when I linked up with Judge King. I also have a relationship with some athletic trainers called the 910 Prospect. And through them, we are working with our athletes in the area and trying to give them a platform where they can be recruited. We had 30 All-American, All-State football players, basketball players from this area, and they don't get highly recruited. And so together we are working together to try to establish a training facility where they can train, just to be able to give them more hindsight for the big colleges and get these kids a platform like I did to be able to go out in the world and be able to do what they like, is to play the sport they like, but to also be able to get scholarships from some of the top programs or any program in this area, because we have good talent here. We have good kids in this area, and they just need that support. One of the things that I've learned just by being in the mentor program at Smith, a lot of these guys don't have a lot of male role models to look up to. So for me coming in and say, hey, I'm a product of the Merc.
The Merc. I mean, it is what it is, right?
I'm the product of the Merc. I was still able to travel around the world. I was still able to get an education, and now I'm back in as living proof to show you can do it too. If it's 1,000 people telling you that you can't, my voice is going to be the one that tells you that you can. And so, that's one of the things I really like. And I just got up off my butt. Somebody lit a flame, and I just, stepped out there. So if you want to be a part, just get up and do it. Don't let anybody say that you can't. You can do something. You'll find something. You just start talking, and you'll find out if you start talking, you'll start getting into the rooms where the people can really make a difference, can help you make that same difference within the community as well.
My question popped up in my head, and I wasn't ever going to bring it up because I know that your stance is completely different from where this school is going to be placed.
Right.
But do you feel that more people are upset about moving it that never went to the school, that aren't involved in the school, than the people that are in that community, that family?
Well, for me, being an alumni, those are the voices that I really hear. I really don't see all of the other voices, and I don't really get into the we should move, we shouldn't move. I kind of just deal with what's in my circle, and I kind of try to control what I can control. Right now, I know that the decision of whether the school is going to be moved or not is something that I can't control. All I can do is support the school as a whole, and right now my focus is not keep up with this.
It's okay.
My focus right now is to stay focused on the kids that are in the current building, because you were talking about moving and things of that nature, but these kids still have to go to 1800, so they still need that support and still need to know that we're thinking about them now and not in the future. So, and that's our goal at the Golden Bull Foundation, is to make sure that we stay in the classroom, we walk the halls, we still talking to the kids, we're still supporting the kids and letting them know that we're still there. From there, we're not really focused on what happens. And if y'all move, we're going to move right there with you and still be that support.
Okay. So stop all this talking, focus on the kids, because that's where it's at.
It is.
If you want some real good barbecue, go see you a Q, May 18th from 1 to 3, right?
Yep.
At the Pavilion D.
Yep.
Smith Blake. And then all white party.
Bulls in white.
Bulls in white.
Yep.
Bulls and
white.
a bird in white.
Episode 1, we call it the pilot. We're at the warehouse off of Livery. And so come out there, have a good time. This is not going to be your typical day party. You know how some day parties, you come and you want to get cute and you're white and things of that nature. You better bring a towel. I'm gonna let you be cute for about an hour and a half.
Take some pictures.
Then I'm gonna get assigned to the DJ, and then we're gonna turn into a good old party where you're gonna be sweating in, your hair.
It's all good. That's why I wear it like this, so I can just put some water on the thing and just go.
Yeah, tickets are on Eventbrite. You can go on eventbrite.com, Bulls in White F1 to buy your tickets. And just come out and have a good time. I'm really hoping that this can be the catalyst for us to be able to do this every Memorial Day weekend, the tail end of Alumni Weekend. So I think it's time to have like a party. Where you're just coming in there and you're dancing the whole time. You're sweaty. You can eat all you want. You done ate from Friday to Saturday. You ate all this good barbecue. So you want to come and be able to burn some calories off. And that's the goal that we're having.
Perfect. So if someone wanted to help out with the Golden Bull Foundation, where can they find that information?
I'm glad that you asked that, because we definitely need help. We're out here trying to get grants and things of that nature. So we're looking for grant writers. We're looking for people that know how to find grants. And so if you would just send me an email at ggarner@goldenbullsf.org and send me an email, and hopefully you can just come on board and just help out. Because like I said, we're still in our infancy process, but we have done so much in such a little time. So grant writers.
I might know one or two.
Oh, it's in my way.
Well, I really want to thank you for coming to the show, and I'm definitely going to try to get out there, because one thing everybody knows about me is I love a plate.
Well, come on out.
Anything.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for providing a platform where we can come and speak. And I think we need more people like you in the community, so our voice can just grow.
Absolutely.
And so we can just become one and move together. We have a motto in Omega, lifting as we climb, and so I want to be able to lift as many people as I can as I climb, and so we can do it as a community.
You heard the man. Let's do it as a community. So May 18th and May 26th, we will have the flyers posted for you guys, and he already gave you the website to go check it out, but Brian will repost it for you guys. So guess what? I'm an honorary bull for Memorial Weekend.
Hey. You come in there, you party right, we might go ahead and give you a full membership.
All right, so this is the Nuthin To Do Podcast, episode 819. I know Brian's shaking his head at me, guys. You know he's shaking his head at me. And we'll be back with our next segment. I look pretty, Brian. Hey guys, it is episode 19 of the Nuthin To Do podcast. And yeah, Brian's talking about my hair. Y'all know my hair just does what it wants to. But previously we spoke to an E. Smith alumni, and I listened to him. Trust me, I did. I heard everything he said. But all I heard was food, eat, barbecue. It's all I really heard. And now, which is really funny, on the second half of the episode, we have someone who is going to whip us into shape. And she's also a Westover alumni. So here we have Nina. Welcome.
Hello, hello.
I'm glad to have you on the show.
Yes, I'm so glad to be here. Thank you.
I know you do a lot of health things. Tell the people your background.
So I am from Fayetteville. I've, always been in love with, being active, playing sports and that thing growing up. But I've been into health and fitness for the past 10 years, working professionally as a personal trainer. Right now I'm at Fit for Life, Fort Bragg Road, the original Fayetteville location, and I'm the fitness manager there. So still training personal clients one-on-one, still teaching some group fitness classes, but more focused on community events, things like that, bringing folks together, getting everyone on the right track of health and fitness.
What sports did you play in high school?
Soccer.
Okay, me too.
Yay.
And what year did you come out? What's that?
01.
01? Me too.
Yay.
I was actually prom 2000 with Eric Jones. Hey.
Yes.
I was
Yes.
there. I had this burgundy thing. So anyway, let's talk about it later. But so what made you want to go into that field?
Well, honestly, it was my own health and fitness journey. After having a daughter, they to feed pregnant women. So I felt like I gained tons and tons of weight and wasn't my happiest after having her. And looking back at my past, I was like, I want to be active again, get myself back, but also I want to be able to be active with my daughter and, run around and be healthy and be around. So that was my initial why, for getting back into fitness. But, it's like anything you get going with it, kind of get addicted to it a good addiction. And then folks started, asking me, hey, what are you doing? What's going on? I see you making changes. Help me, and then I found that I enjoyed doing that more than I enjoyed my previous profession, which was restaurant business. I worked in restaurant business for years and years. And so just found out what I needed to do, what certifications I needed to move forward, and it's become my passion. And now I'm working with folks of all ages. Literally my clients range from 5 years old to 84 years old, special conditions, athletes, you name it. So very rewarding.
Very rewarding. So you worked in the restaurants. Everything kept you here in Fayetteville?
Yeah, I grew up here. I did go away to school, but this is home. This is home base. I feel like anytime you go away, it's like, I can't wait to get back to the Ville. Like, it's something about this place. As much as folks want to say what they got to say, it's home.
And see, for me, I was like, oh, I'm leaving home. I'm going to get so far away from home. And then I went to ECU, and that's like Cumberland County Junior.
Okay.
Like everybody was there. We're hitching rides with each other every weekend to come back home. So it's like, that's what made me realize that I have a community here and I want to help out.
Beautiful.
And so all I know how to do is just talk. So that's all I've been doing.
Hey, and bring folks together. That's a great part.
And you guys are doing that. Y'all have had like what, Zumba, what was it? Not a workshop, but an event. What other types of events do you guys have?
We do tons and tons of events. We do obviously like Zumba-thons because those are fun. Everybody likes to get involved with the dance fitness. But we do partner with different folks, host psoriasis awareness events. We do kickball tournaments. We do family field days. We do all kind of, fun stuff. Our last one was a nice like tie-dye family event. So we just had, invited folks to come out, enjoy the gym, do some free tie-dye, take some stuff home with, for the kids. And,
why not?
Yeah, we just try to be a community and just, get folks involved in whatever aspect and, make fitness not so scary. It's not just about, physical, health, but also mental wellness, and all those things go together. And so just want everybody to be healthy and happy and, living their best life.
And so you guys are like that perfect balance from those really super scary, intimidating gyms to Planet Fitness that was giving us pizza and Tootsie Rolls.
See, we can't be enablers. We want to teach you how to be able to. You're right. We want to be able to teach you how to still enjoy the pizza and still have your goals met at the same time. So we don't have to sacrifice one or the other. Okay.
Pizza's a salad.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All the vegetables on top is definitely a salad.
Oh, good. Now, I think I saw a picture because I went creeping on your Facebook. You box?
I used to teach kickboxing.
Okay.
I used to teach kickboxing. If you saw the belt, is that what that was? Okay. So my district manager is actually a professional wrestler.
Okay.
And so that's his way of doing employee of the month, if you will, or team of the month. So he gives out wrestling belts.
Nice.
So that's yeah, but no, I teach kickboxing. Yeah.
What other classes do you teach?
Butts and guts, which is totally focused on, making the booty pop and slimming the waist. I teach cycling, which is a fun, high energy spin class. And I also teach a boot camp. So it's like a functional fitness circuit training style.
Okay. And where can people find any of that information for your classes?
So for information for my classes are usually in the app that we have for all of our members. If you're not a member, you can still access the app through a 3-day guest pass, and you can see all of the classes that we have. I do post time to time on my social medias what classes I have, but mostly I have the same folks coming all the time. Again, that community feel. So I'm not posting as much, but it's always Saturdays for classes. Yeah,
Saturdays for classes
with me.
You. And then you have Saturday, May 18th. Talk to me about this.
So May 18th, it is our 7th annual Health Fair and Wellness Expo. So obviously May is Mental Health Awareness Month. Also, there are tons and tons of awareness or health awarenesses for May. It's lupus, it's stroke awareness, it's diabetes awareness, hypertension. It's so many different things. We also have Women's Health Month. So why not have our health fair during May? So what we're doing is bringing out nonprofits that we're highlighting. Folks that are doing amazing work in the community, want to bring them out, have their resources available so folks can find out how to be involved with them. Also, I want to have having counselors come. Literally anything health and wellness you can think of. I have chiropractors, massage therapists, nutrition shops, folks for skin care, hair care, literally the whole gamut. So literally you come out, you get free information, resources, you can do some shopping with local vendors. We are going to have a performance by youth group. So, wellness presentation. You can't have a health fair without a fitness challenge.
You're right.
We have our obstacle course outside, so we're going to do a negotiate the obstacles course. So it's a little timed run, something to do for fun, but tons of prizes, tons of information that you're going to receive, lots of fun. So it's a great time, great community event.
So a lot of your events, are they just specifically for your members, or can anyone come?
Oh, no.
Okay.
These are always open to the community. Obviously, we want folks to come into the gym, but this is a good way that we do that, is inviting them in for our community events so they can see the family feel of everything. So it's not so intimidating, and you want to come in and enjoy those things. Yeah. So it's always free and open to the public.
Okay. And so what is next after the health and wellness fair?
Oh, yes. So I love the littles. So I always do youth boot camps during the summertime. So every 2 weeks, as soon as school gets out, we're going to be rolling those. So we're doing 5 different youth boot camps. So from ages 8 to 12, it's going to be on Saturdays at 12:30. So having the kids come out, free, workouts for the little ones. And we're also going to do our family field day coming up in June. So that's coming up. Yeah.
So but toddlers are evil beings. I have a couple of friends that have toddlers. You don't have anything for that, like 2 to 5, that we can just run them till they go to sleep?
We have childcare.
Okay, cool.
We have childcare for the little ones. The ladies in there do an amazing job with, making sure they are wore out and running them around with them and playing. But we are going to have a little kids corner. Just some fun little relay races for the little ones. The 2-year-olds is a little hard to wrangle in a relay, but we're going to have bubbles and hula hoops and chalk and wonderful things for the little kids. And again, if you don't want to deal with that during the event, you can put them in the child watch and the ladies will take good care of them.
Perfect. So you guys have fitness, classes, workshops, events, childcare, and smoothies. Am I missing anything else for Fit for Life?
No, that's it. And like I said, just community involvement is really, a huge part for us, because we don't want anybody to be intimidated by coming and getting healthy. We want everybody to feel welcome.
Okay. Brian, you hear that? We're welcome. He's chuckling. But look, I'm going to tell you, I'm talking mess about Brian. Both of us be gasping for air and just taking 2 steps. So, May 18th at Fit for Life on Fort Bragg Road, we will post a flyer. And guys, try out their 3-day trial period. You might like it. And I mean, I'm not knocking Planet Fitness or anything like that, but they stopped giving the grape Tootsie Rolls, so I no longer have an incentive. I now have a smoothie bar incentive.
There you go.
Win-win. So hopefully we'll see you there and we'll post a flyer for you soon. It is the Nuthin To Do podcast. Oh, wait. And Brian is going to put a little snippet of Nina ripping the runway at the Future Rich Ani show. Yeah, she didn't think I got that, but I got that. And yeah, it's going to be great. So episode 19 of the Nuthin To Do episode 19. Bye, guys. My stomach was growling. It's giving soul glow right now. Feel it oh so silky smooth. Hi guys, this is episode 19 of the Nuthin To Do podcast. Definitely want to send a huge shout out to Gary and Nina for joining us today. And yeah, community is a big thing, and it just warms my heart to see more people with the same would it be a narrative, Brian? What's the word I'm looking for? The same agenda of boasting our community as I have. Also, speaking of community, it is the 4th annual Art Gallery of Hope. I am still collecting pieces, but just a backstory, if you missed the previous, how many episodes ago, of when I was being interviewed by my little interviewee. The Kids Piece Art Gallery of Hope started where I wanted to give us more things to do to break out during COVID. Everybody was still kind of timid about getting back out. And so I reached out to a lot of local artists and asked them to donate their artwork for a great cause. And all of the art has been auctioned off, and all of the proceeds goes towards Kids Piece in the Fayetteville and surrounding areas, because surrounding areas are a part of our community too. Some of those places, we're the city, so we have to help and support them as well. We'll post a link if you guys want to come, but if you're an artist and you have artwork, hit me up. We were featured in Up and Coming magazine. That was dope. But it's May 19th. Make sure to get your all black outfits ready, and let's party for a purpose. Okay? Speaking of partying for a purpose and unifying, Cape Fear High School's Beta Club put on their 2nd annual Special Needs Prom. How dope is that? And they are our people who do this week, because of the fact that I just love people that uplift other people. And the Under the Sea theme was cute. They had the cute little numbers out. Like, there's a couple of pictures where you could tell they were lined up to do the cha-cha slide. And even though that song is the bane of my existence. But look, pat our kids on their backs when they're doing something great, because they deserve to know that they are making a difference in the community amongst their peers, and they're also making adults like myself cry, because it's such a beautiful thing. So until next week, here are all the things to do in a Nuthin To Do world, recorded at the Share Studios, brought to you by Cumulus Media Group. Rock 103, catch me on Sundays from 9 to 2, Q98, Magic 106.9, and News Talk 640. So we'll see you soon. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to the Nothing to Do weekly podcast, recorded at the Share Studios in Fayetteville, North Carolina, with your host, Dominique. And make sure to tune in next week because it's only going to get better.